These three things can help you see if procrastinating, putting something off for later, is going to work for you or against you. And if it's not going to work for you, then how to stop procrastinating. See, when we keep putting off making a decision, it could be good because we would then have time to look at it from different angles, right? And make a well-informed choice. Even when trying to figure out something, if we just put it off for a while and do something totally different, it usually brings up the solution more easily, right? Because the brain got a break from processing all that information and got the chance to connect the dots more effectively. And when there's just too much to do and things kind of start feeling overwhelming, stressing us out, shifting things to later based on their priority can free up our mental bandwidth so that we can do what's important more effectively. It can ironically help us be more productive. But to make procrastination work for us, there has to be enough time to shift things to later without compromising the quality of our effort. There has also to be a clear time limit for when we are going to resume the task. And we need to be serious about sticking to that because otherwise it's going to spiral out of control. Essentially just become a source of unnecessary stress in our life. And the third thing to make procrastination work for us is that the time available should be enough to change the things that are holding us back from taking action in the first place. Because more often than not, it's not laziness that's tripping us up, right? But something about the task or what we think might happen that is making us procrastinate. And so how to stop procrastinating becomes all about understanding why we want to put things to later. See, knowing whether it's a certain type of task that is making us procrastinate or whether it's normal for us to leave things to the last moment can tell a lot about how things are going to pan out for us. Like if we are more or less able to maintain a daily routine but can't seem to get started on a task, then it's task-specific procrastination, right? Which means that the resistance to act is trying to show us what would work better for us. It could be telling us that the task is too stretched out, it's too long-term, and so we are running low on motivation because there seems to be no end in sight, right? No little yay moments to keep us excited. So chunking it down to multiple short-term goals that add up to a big one can help us stop procrastinating. Or maybe the task is too difficult and at some level we feel it might not work out for us, and so we are worried what failing would show about us, right? And so in that case, skilling up or asking for help would be a more efficient way to reach the end, right? But it may also mean that we are not too sold out on the idea and aren't really convinced about what it's going to do for us. So maybe we need to stop wasting time working on something that we are not really keen to add to our life, right? So you see how when we understand what exactly the resistance to act is trying to tell us, we can see clearly how to stop procrastinating on the task. But if it's not just some specific kind of task we are procrastinating on and it's normal for us to leave things to the last moment, or maybe it kind of fluctuates, you know how some days things get done right on time while on other days they just keep piling up, then it's general procrastination. And that means it does work for us some of the time because we tend to repeat the things whose results we like. So maybe working under pressure brings out the best in you. Maybe it sharpens your focus or makes you more productive. And that's really good. But it becomes a problem in the long run because the frequent buildup of stress hormones is going to affect our physical and our mental health in the long run. And so it becomes important to know how to stop procrastinating when it's not going to help. Also, understanding what kind of procrastinator we are makes it easier to know why we are procrastinating, right? Because there can be many reasons why we are procrastinating. Like maybe the task feels boring or it's too tough, or maybe other important things are popping up which needs handling stat, right? So the reasons show what needs to change so that we can start taking action again. Like for the warrior, procrastination is about trying to ensure there are no mistakes. And for the perfectionist, it's about ensuring there are no chances of failure, right? And that's really good. But the problem arises when it's never perfect enough, because then the good intention comes at the cost of finishing the task. So what needs to change is shifting the focus from what failing might show about us to giving our best and improving every time. Then there's the dreamer who procrastinates because they are so lost in their thoughts about what all is possible, right? And if that's helping to come up with creative solutions while leaving enough space to finish the task on time, procrastination can really help. Although well, keeping a time limit on the dreaming part is key to making it work. But we also have the productive procrastinator who does everything except what really needs to be done, right? It's called sympathetic nervous system procrastination. It's part of the fight or flight response. So what needs to change here is getting clear and convinced on the priorities in our life. And then there's the defier who sees procrastination as a way of rebelling against being told what to do. And so it gives them a sense of power, a sense of autonomy, which is actually really good for confidence. While the overdoer procrastinates because they feel overwhelmed with all that they took up, either to please someone or because of the fear of missing out. So they procrastinate to manage stress better. Both of these work to boost confidence for the defier and manage stress for the overdoer, but they really aren't sustainable in the long run. And so for both of them, how to stop procrastinating and get things done effectively would be about shifting the focus from what others think to what they themselves really want. So you can see how it's all about balance, knowing when to procrastinate and when not to procrastinate. Now, I know it sounds tricky, but it actually really isn't, because this video over here will show you how to know for sure if you are making the right choice, how to be confident in the decision you make. Check it out. It will definitely make things much easier. I hope you found this video useful. Take care, and I will meet you right over there.